واحد اثنين ثلاثة سيدي.
على آخرنا أسرع له.
A prison is a place built for people, yet no one ever wants to end up there. Inside prison, there are no delicious meals cooked by your mother, no lectures from your father, and you can completely forget about the love of your wife. In prison, there is only humiliation and suffering. Do you know about the most dangerous prisons in the world? Being sent there is like being sent straight to hell. Today, we're going to talk about prisons so terrifying that even prosecutors and government officials would be frightened just hearing about them. Cotonou Civil Prison, West Africa. Imagine this, a prison cell built for just 4 people, but packed with 50 inmates like sardines in a can. That is the reality that has been reported inside Cotonou Civil Prison in West Africa. The prison was originally designed to hold only 400 inmates, yet today more than 3,000 prisoners are crammed inside its walls. In a prison this overcrowded, people fight for space more than they fight for food. Some inmates have nowhere to sit, while others cannot even find a place to sleep at night. Their entire day is spent searching for food and a small spot to rest. But the problem does not end there. When so many people are forced into such a small space, disease spreads rapidly. If just one inmate becomes sick, the illness can quickly reach countless others. As a result, a large number of prisoners have fallen victim to serious diseases. Some inmates enter the prison healthy, only to leave with severe illnesses. Others never leave at all. For some, their condition becomes so serious that they die behind bars before ever regaining their freedom. Diyarbakir Prison, Turkey. Located in Turkey, this prison is considered one of the worst places when it comes to human rights violations. From the outside, it may look ordinary and clean, but inside, things happen that most people could never imagine. The prison has been the subject of numerous complaints, ranging from rape and brutal beatings to inmates being left hungry for weeks at a time. As a result, many prisoners take their own lives every year, while others die under mysterious circumstances for reasons no one can fully explain. This prison houses all kinds of criminals, from petty pickpockets to convicted murderers. Once a person enters this prison, they never come out the same. The brutal environment destroys inmates' mental health. Some completely lose their sanity, while others are left permanently disabled for the rest of their lives. Kwang Central Prison, Thailand. Many people dream of visiting Bangkok for its famous Thai massages. But if you break the law in Thailand, don't be surprised if the police give you a much harsher kind of massage. And if that happens, you could end up inside Kwang Central Prison, one of the most feared prisons in the country. Built to hold dangerous criminals, this prison is notorious for its harsh treatment of inmates. New prisoners are reportedly kept in heavy leg irons for their first 3 months behind bars. They remain chained almost constantly, with very little freedom of movement. After months of living in shackles, many inmates begin to suffer mentally and emotionally, but the punishment doesn't stop there. Former prisoners have described Kwang as a living nightmare. Those who break prison rules can face severe disciplinary measures, while daily life inside is marked by strict control and harsh conditions. As for food, inmates often survive on little more than a bowl of rice and a small portion of soup. Some prisoners have reportedly died before ever reaching their execution date, whether from illness, poor conditions, or the hardships of prison life. For many inmates, Kwang is not just a prison, it's a place they never forget. San Quentin Prison, California.
We're going to go into the security area of San Quentin. In the unlikely event that you're taken hostage while you're inside the prison.
Located in California, San Quentin Prison was built in 1852 and was originally intended to house the state's most dangerous criminals. But over time, the inmates themselves turned the prison into a battlefield. As a result, violent clashes and gang wars became a normal part of daily life behind its walls. Many of America's most dangerous criminal gangs have had members inside this prison. Their bodies are often covered with distinctive tattoos that represent their gang affiliations. In other words, many criminals have treated this prison as their own headquarters. Most inmates stay within their gang's territory, but if someone from outside attacks or insults a gang member, the entire group may be ready to retaliate with deadly force. Because of this, countless people have lost their lives inside San Quentin. The inmates are considered so dangerous that many of them do not even fear the prison guards. In some cases, they have even killed correctional officers themselves. But if the inmates are lions, the prison administration is an even stronger lion. That is one reason why San Quentin became famous for carrying out death sentences. Prisoners sentenced to death were executed by lethal injection, making this prison one of the most notorious correctional facilities in the United States. Camp 22, North Korea. In reality, even ordinary citizens in North Korea are often said to live with very little freedom. They are expected to obey the orders of their country's dictator without question. And if someone accidentally breaks one of North Korea's strict and unusual laws, they can be sent directly to Camp 22. What happens inside this prison camp is almost impossible to imagine. Very little information manages to escape from North Korea, but former prisoners and defectors who managed to flee have revealed some of the camp's dark secrets to the world. In this place, a person does not even need to commit a crime to be imprisoned. If a member of their family is accused of showing disrespect toward the regime, the entire family can be sent to the camp. Once imprisoned, inmates and their relatives are reportedly forced to perform up to 17 hours of hard labor every single day. To investigate conditions inside the camp, the human rights organization Amnesty International released satellite images of the area. According to various reports, more than 200,000 prisoners have been forced to live under extremely harsh conditions in North Korea's prison camp system. According to reports published by The Mirror, the camp is surrounded by heavily armed guards, equipped with automatic weapons, hand grenades, and even attack dogs. Anyone who attempts to escape risks facing a punishment so terrifying that most people would never want to imagine it, even in their worst nightmares. Tadmur Prison, Syria.
واحد اثنين ثلاثة سيدي.
على آخر ولا أسرع ولا
Located in Syria, this prison is such a terrifying place that even a simple pickpocket could end up facing a death sentence. The atmosphere inside is so horrific that some prisoners reportedly begin wishing for death on their own. In this prison, inmate deaths are considered a common occurrence. Even the most minor offender who enters this prison is said to have one foot already in the grave. That's because Tadmur has long been known as one of the deadliest prisons in Syria. Why is it so feared? The answer lies in the way prisoners are treated. Conditions inside are so brutal that many inmates begin to see death as an escape. Beatings and starvation have become a normal part of life behind these walls. Some prisoners go for days without even receiving 2 meals a day, and that's only part of the story. The peak of this brutality came in 1980 when approximately 2,500 prisoners were reportedly executed on the orders of Syrian President Hafez al-Assad. It remains one of the darkest and most horrifying events ever associated with a prison. Black Dolphin Prison, Russia.
Russia's Black Dolphin prison houses some of the country's toughest, most violent criminals.
Imagine being forced to stand outside in temperatures as low as -30 degrees Celsius, -22 degrees Fahrenheit. The cold is so brutal that it feels like your bones could crack from freezing. But in Russia's infamous Black Dolphin prison, inmates who break the rules have reportedly faced punishments that are just as harsh. This is considered one of the most terrifying prisons in the world, reserved for Russia's most dangerous criminals. Murderers, rapists, terrorists, and traitors to the state are among the inmates sent here. Life inside is designed to be extremely strict. Prisoners are kept under constant surveillance and are rarely given a moment of peace. Their days are spent either working or following rigid prison routines. Located near the border of Kazakhstan, Black Dolphin is guarded so heavily that escaping is considered nearly impossible. Over the years, many inmates have tried to break free, but none have succeeded. The prison's unusual name comes from a black dolphin statue standing at the entrance. Surprisingly, the statue was not built by the government. It was created by the prisoners themselves. CECOT Prison, El Salvador.
Meal in prison. Uno. I swear to God they won't eat a grain of rice. Let's see how long their homeboys last inside.
MS-13 and many other gangs. These are animals. These aren't people. They're psychopaths, sociopaths.
The CECOT prison in El Salvador. Its full name is Centro de Confinamiento del Terrorismo, which translates to the Terrorism Confinement Center. Many people consider it one of the most frightening prisons in the world. If there is a real-life version of hell on earth, many would point to CECOT. Located in El Salvador, this massive prison was built to hold up to 40,000 inmates, making it one of the largest and most intimidating prisons ever constructed. Once a person enters this place, they almost completely lose contact with the outside world. Prisoners receive no visitors. They are not allowed to move around freely. Most spend their days surrounded by steel bars and concrete walls. The prison is protected by towering walls, watchtowers, and an extensive security system. Escaping from CECOT is considered nearly impossible. Its reputation has become so terrifying that many criminals fear the very mention of its name. For some, this prison is more than a punishment. It is a place where hope comes to an end. And that is exactly why CECOT has earned its place among the most brutal prisons in the world. So, which of these prisons do you think is the most terrifying? Let us know your opinion in the comments below.